Let's talk about different sugars or carbohydrates in our plan to treat diabetes type 2. All you need to know and understand, there are two types of the sugar for the purpose of treating diabetes type 2. There is a simple sugars or simple carbohydrates and complex. Simple are bad, complex are good. You don't need even to go to the end of the lecture, although I will show you complex carbohydrates at the end. Go ahead and learn about complex carbohydrates, what they are, and start to incorporate them into your diet. Now, the rest of the video, part 1, I will talk about sugars and what they are and how we incorporate them and use them in our body. So, eating sugars, part A. Simple carbs, immediate source of energy, meaning that when you eat simple carbohydrates, they go into the bloodstream and they become available. It's a good idea to exercise immediately after you ate simple carbohydrates, because what happens, you will be exercising and using them. If you don't do that, it will go into two directions. Direction number 1, storage in the liver. Often it's full. Direction number 2, get converted into fat, and then you can try to get rid of that fat. Simple carbs have no or have very little nutritional value, and they are pretty bad for our digestive tract flora. Complex carbs, on the other hand, are excellent long-term source of energy, source of nutrients, and prebiotic in our digestive tract. Example of simple carbohydrates: bread, pizza, pasta, white rice, ice cream, jam, juices. Yes, I know they are juice full of vitamin C, but we are talking about carbohydrates. It is a sugar bomb. It is like Coca-Cola. You will be much better eating an apple or orange rather than drinking a juice. Honey, people are Manuka honey is so good for me. Yes, it is. But you are dealing with diabetes type 2. Soft drinks have to be out. Here is example. A whole wheat bread, I put picture here. Why it's fall into category of simple carbohydrates. Making a whole wheat bread is a process. They take the grains, they break it into flour, and then they bake. Those breaking down and baking in high temperature converts the sugar, complex carbohydrates, into simple. As a result, from the point of view for diabetes type 2, whole wheat grain has a little bit more nutritional value, but it's a simple carbohydrate. Okay, and I will elaborate on that more. Now, why do we don't want to get rid of a complex carbohydrates? Because some organs are using only sugar to work, like brain, like red blood cells. They totally depend on sugar. Yes, brain can in 3 days start to use fat, but it's very inefficient way to use. Okay. What happens when people don't eat simple and complex carbohydrates at all? They start, it's called process, the body starts process of gluconeogenesis, meaning that muscles, if there is no fat anymore to break, muscles are get broken down. So this is the example of a person who does not consume enough complex carbohydrates and probably cannot afford a protein as a chicken or beef or pork. Okay, so on people on keto diet, compensate for that. They eat tons of amino acids in form of meat, in form of protein, chicken, beef, pork. They eat bacon just to compensate, to convert all of these items into sugar to feed the brain and to feed the red blood cells. And when they go exercise, they also need muscles will use sugar, so they need the conversion of those items into sugar. Okay, this is my contact information. So now, what are the complex carbohydrates? I have here a few examples for you. Buckwheat. Okay, that's what you want. You don't want flour, you want whole grains. That's the one. Then example, excellent. Bulgur, you can see the whole grains are there. Here I also have for you Avena. Also in United States and in Europe, you can buy steel cut oats. Excellent. Okay. Here I have example for you. That's what you want. You want those grains. You boil them like you boil rice, but you boil for a longer period of time. Let me show you. That's the grains that you want. Here they are. You boil them for 30 or 40 minutes. And the last one, trigo, I prepared here for you. Again, you can see that there are little grains there. And what interesting, look at that. I am in European Union and this has nutritional label and it's nutrition A because they whole grains have a lot of nutrients, vitamins and minerals that are important to utilize sugar. Okay, guys, the part B on the complex carbohydrates, lecture part B is coming. Thank you very much for your attention. Like, subscribe. Bye-bye for now.